want to talk about the sexual exploitation of children in the country, right? In recent times, the headlines have been overrun by instances of this happening. What do you think is one of the influencing factors in the increasing numbers of reported cases? Because obviously we know there are stories that we will never hear about.
Well, I don't know that we could limit it to just the sexual exploitation. I think one of the things we have to treat with is how do we protect our children. And whenever I talk about protection for our children, I have to go straight to the question of whether we have a philosophy for our children. As a nation, how do we really feel about our children? How valuable our children are to us? What do they mean to us? How would we like to see them grow? So it ties in with the question of what kind of nation do we want to build? Have we really ever sat down and discussed that? Because if we do that, then we will have to deal with what kind of citizen we need to raise. And if we want a particular kind of citizen, how do we treat with our children? What are the things that we put in place? How do we grow them? How do we educate them? How do we protect them so that we can get the kind of citizen that we want, so that we can have the kind of nation that we want? So for me, a lot of people tend to say children are our future. I say to them, they're the present, they're now, and as long as we continue to say that they're future, we keep putting off what we need to do. There are things that we should have been doing for a long time, and after all of these years, we still are not doing them, even when the opportunities present themselves. So we keep dealing with the spin-offs. We're not going to the core. Let us get to the root of it. How do we feel about our children? How do they factor in our planning as a people? Why is it that we do not seem to think that they need to be a priority, that we need the best for them? So it's a lot of areas, it's right across the board in terms of our society. And unless we are prepared to treat with that, we'll be spinning top in mud. Sexual exploitation is just one manifestation of the lack of care. I was trying to do some writing this morning, just as therapy, and to get my thoughts straight sometimes, because this place is like a pressure cooker waiting to explode. And I am saying I'm 66, I'll be 66 next month. And let's take, for example, the question of Ash Wednesday and low student turnout in schools. Since I was a child, we've been having this conversation. In 2016, we're still having this conversation. We are not solution focused. What do we do about it? Do we therefore decide that we give them the week off and we take the week from somewhere else, or do we just continue this quarrel? We are having a consultation on education. Nothing new is going to be said. We're going to be rehashing the same things that we've been saying for years, because you know why? Our problem is lack of implementation. Too many reports, too many committees, too much money spent, and too little implementation. We need to find the political way to do what is required of us. Unless we do that, nothing is going to happen. I was 7 years old, and that's what I was writing this morning. And I had gone to confession, because when you're young in the Catholic Church and you do your first communion, you're all excited about confession. I go to the confession, and the priest made some remarks that were inappropriate. His behavior was inappropriate. I ran home to tell my father. My father's response, he had to be physically restrained. That same priest I met at a secondary school some years later, and I had to call the students and say to them, do not go to that man. And I'm sure I was not the only one who knew. Yeah? But we don't say anything about it. It's not our business. People are now becoming more aware, and I think social media has put it out there. So it's a kind of cycle, and it's a long-term thing. It's not new. It has been going on for a long time. We have to be grateful that now people seem to be reporting more, but these things have been happening for a long time. I worked in the public service for many years as a social welfare officer, social worker, and the things that we experienced and we saw, and some of the horrific things that happened, And nobody, in many cases, nobody reported. If you did report, you were told that is not what you went into people's house for. Mind your own business. If you called the police over the years, you were told that those children from particular areas accustomed to the hanging, stop bothering yourself. So it's really a societal attitude that we have towards sexual exploitation of children. And all these years later, we're still not having the conversations in the way that we should in terms of finding solutions, holding people accountable, understanding what our responsibilities are, and understanding that the blame game must stop and the politics must stop. We cannot keep shifting sand as we change political parties, because it has gone on under all the political parties over time. And I want us to reach a place where we say, when we're dealing with our children, this cannot be partisan politics. Let's rest down those weapons of war and let us sit and decide which are the best laws, which are the best arrangements, how does the system function to protect all our children and not just some of our children.
What are some of the things that you think we need to be doing that we have not yet started to do with regards to...
Well, for one, when the Ministry of Gender, Child and Youth Development was first set up as a priority for us was getting the legislation passed, because the Children's Authority was there for about 15 years. The draft laws were there for about 15 years, and nothing was happening because it required getting the laws passed. We got the laws passed so that the Children's Authority could strengthen itself, could get the staff, set up the systems and the structures and so on. But that legislation needed to go back to the Parliament as urgently as yesterday. And that has not happened because the laws, there are flaws in the laws. We will never get the perfect thing that needs to be addressed. Lots of things that need to be changed. So for instance, we cannot, for us to get the laws passed, there had to be negotiation between opposition and government. And on some areas we were able to negotiate, so we found that we had some of the penalties had to be raised or lessened and so on. Some of the things you had to sort through. But I think the main thing for us was getting that legislation passed. Now that it's passed, there's a lot more work to be done. I can't go through all the details, but there are things that need to be done inside of there. Compulsory age of schooling is 12 years old. So if you see a child 13 years old on the streets or unaccounted for, in law, there's nothing you can do. Age of criminal responsibility, I think it's 8. How do you hold an 8-year-old responsible for some of the criminal behavior and that kind of thing? There are lots of little things that we need to manage within the law. So for instance, in terms of the sexual aspect of the laws, there's a Romeo clause for young people engaged in sexual activity that gives 3 years one way or the other. So if one is 14 and one is 16, 17, the conditions should not apply as in a harsh criminal case. There's leeway left for the judge to make arrangements and so on. The public isn't even aware of that. Some of us who working with the Romeo clause, we don't even know. So besides the laws being looked at again, the public awareness and education must be done. And I want to use that for us to talk about Christmas that has gone, Carnival that has just gone, an election was a few months ago. And I want to ask if we recognize that in the midst of all of that, we have not seen any awareness raising public service announcements that speak to how do we keep our children safe, what are the signs we look for, what are the things that we need to do. We had huge budgets for election, huge budgets for Carnival, lots of advertisement for Christmas, but inside of there, while we were throwing the images of toys and so for parents to buy for the children, there was nothing that spoke to who are the people you allow into your house for Christmas. Issues of alcohol poisoning, issues of safety where paint and cleaners and those things are involved, fire safety, sending your children to relatives' homes to spend the holiday. What can happen? What is likely to happen? You know, how do you create a safe space so that your children will feel comfortable to talk to you? Those things should be on loop. And I want to charge the government television station. Those are some of the things that should be happening. Those are things that must not be seasonal and a one-off. When you're driving home on the billboard, you need to see messages to remind you of what the responsibilities are, to talk to the people who are likely to perpetrate. So many things that need to be done. The music at Carnival is infectious. Is there a competition or some incentive that would encourage people to craft songs and so on and performances that would speak to that? And not the ones that are frightening, but the ones that would draw people in and engage them and make them receptive to the messages that we are sending to them.
Do you think it's a good idea to train our public servants, specifically like police officers and nurses and doctors who work in the public institutions, to deal with children or individuals who have been victims of sexual assault? My reason for asking, I was witness to a couple nurses basically dogging a young girl. She couldn't be more than 16 years old in the hospital on the maternity ward. She was in labor. No, we are both mothers, so I don't have to tell you the kind of pain, right? She was bawling, begging for help, asking for painkillers, and more than one nurse passed and just looked at her and scoffed. A few of them said things like, nobody wasn't there to help you when you was taking it, so what you want now? But it's ridiculous.
That has been happening for ages. That's what I'm saying. The things that we're dealing with now are not new. All these things have been happening. I have experienced and witnessed healthcare providers saying those things. So it's, yes, training, but it has to be more than training. It's about our humanity in this society, because it's not just about children in the labor ward. I have trained the people in the Ministry of Health, healthcare providers, and I have heard doctors say that if a young man comes into them with a bullet in them, they're not giving them any of the anesthesia to take it out. They're not wasting. That's how they consider it. And these are people who take an oath. And if they can say that, so you have, people may not know this, but a lot of the young men who pick up bullet wounds, they go to the vet to get attention, because nobody's going to look after them. So we have to really look at our humanity in this society, our lack of caring, because even if we train people, yes, training, but it cannot be applicable only to children. If you're a healthcare provider, you have to treat with everyone in a particular way. And that comes from a long line of not understanding human rights and the rights of children, and blaming the victim, which we recently had a huge comments in this society about. There is this tendency to blame the victim. So we do not see a child who becomes pregnant or has been raped or forced into some encounter. We see them as bad. We put labels on people. We judge and we transfer the actions of that judgment to the person. So we really have to go back again to that whole question of a philosophy, because if we have a philosophy that speaks to those things, then in our education system, what we teach would be tied up in that. When we train nurses and police officers and social workers, because trust me, I am a social worker, and even in our profession where we are supposed to be helping people, you get that attitude from a lot of social workers. I recently had an encounter with a social worker where baby was sexually abused, and she's saying to me that she don't want to deal with the mother. She don't have to deal with the mother. As far as she's concerned, the mother doesn't factor, because she's a bad, wicked woman to allow that to happen to her child, because she had no right to bring a man into her household. And I said, but by virtue of your profession, you have to deal with her. You cannot say that you're not dealing with her. If she comes to you, you're going to treat her in a way that is not right. So you see, it's tied up in who we are And we have to treat it our sense of self. And a lot of things are happening to hold up and more to us as a society. Because many of us who previously would have condemned people and judged them and so on, it's when it gets home and it hits us on the doorstep that we realize that we were vulnerable too. But you see, we dropped our hands for too long, because we need to be working at this even when it doesn't come home to us, so that we prevent it, rather than now having to do a whole lot of work just cleaning up and doing treatment and being very afraid. We are a very fearful society, and fear paralyzes us. So a lot of the noise that we make and the quarrels that we get into, it's driven by fear, because if we stay too quiet for too long, then we have to think and we have to face up to a lot of things, and we're going to be forced to do things about it. And I don't think that we seriously want to do what needs to be done. We are also afraid that perhaps if we try it, it will not work, we will fail. So there's a lot of fear, a lot of pain, a lot of anger. We are a wounded society, we need healing. Think about the amount of murders we have had over the years gone. And what have we put in place to help these children? Some have witnessed murders, some have had their parents killed, their siblings killed, their friends killed. Just think about Laventille and these children who can't sleep on their beds for fear of bullets coming through, and they have to sleep under the bed. And if you have a wooden floor, you can't sleep under the bed, and your whole life is about it. The violence has been so normalized now, and yet we do not have spaces for healing. No healing centers, no respite centers, no places for anybody. You know, we don't think about caring for the carers. And part of the reason some of the nurses themselves and the police officers behave the way that they behave, who's looking after them and their emotional needs? A police officer shoots someone in whatever situation. What happens to that person when they go back to the station? How many psychologists are there for the police service? How many social workers in terms of 7,000 police officers? Who looks after the nurses? Yeah? So hurt people hurt people. So the cycle continues. We beat up and we beat up. Social workers, same thing. Who looks after us or our needs? If you are not at a stage where you understand that you have to treat with the pain and that you're working with and all the stories that you're working with, you go to pieces. So you have to look out for yourself. So it's about us as a society. Yes, I'll focus on children because I recognize some years back, after all my years in the public service, that sometimes you're using up scarce energy, treating with people who are already fixed in their ways and don't want to change. So I recognize that if we don't start with the children, we enter a cycle. I have seen 3 and 4 generations of families come on social welfare and have the same problems because we have not done the developmental work that needs to be done. So I say focus the energy, start at the beginning, start with the pregnant mothers and the children. From womb to tomb, we need to be nurturing, we need to be supporting, we need to understand what we want from our children.
Okay, what, if any, programs do we have in place to help rehabilitate children who have been victims of sexual abuse?
So there are 1 or 2 NGOs who do counseling and support, but I don't know that we have the kind of structure that is required. You may have different agencies offering a little bit of counseling, some financial support, whatever. One of the things that we know is with the coming downturn, although I think it's already here, that resources are going to be scarce, they're going to become more scarce, and what happens in this time is all the problems that we have, there's going to be an escalation, and I think we need to prepare for that. We still do not have sufficient places of safety for women or for children. The Children's Authority, they are now establishing some places of safety which are insufficient. The family court, they themselves need to have places. So we need a whole lot more of resources. We need to have places in communities. A simple thing like safe, reliable, and affordable child care facilities we do not have. And sometimes I may sound as if I'm confused in what I'm saying, is because so much keeps going through my being day and night, and all of those things are connected, so that we are now giving out applications for parents for children who must go into primary schools. And parents are required to line up overnight sometimes, pay money for an application form so that they can get their children into primary school. And there's particular primary schools that are targeted, that people see as, the ones that are doing well and so on. In addition to which, a lot of our parents work in Port of Spain, and they need schools near to their workplace so they can have access to their children, because the communities from which they come do not have safe and reliable childcare. The schools in some of those areas, the rural areas, are left to be run down. They do not get the kind of support and resources that they need. So all those things are connected, and we want our children to do well. We want them to get into school. So we focus on just this that we want, without advocating and doing the activism, so that all our schools can be brought up to a particular standard, so that all our parents will have safe, affordable childcare facilities in their communities, so that they don't have to worry when school is out that their children are left on their own. And we have to have those places staffed by the best people who can look after our children. We are still into a model of anybody pass by and they want a job, we put them in a children's home to work, or we put them to take care of our children, without making sure that they're properly trained, that they're properly conditioned in terms of their outlook on children, that they have been assessed psychologically. So if you go into our children's homes, you'd find a lot of workers and caregivers who are the lower end of the economic ladder. Their salaries are low, they little or no training. The situation is tough, and nobody's trying to lift them and to lift their position so that they can do the job that we want them to do. So I want to keep going back to the philosophy. What is our philosophy of childcare? What is our philosophy in terms of the kind of nation that we want? And how do we get that?
Very good question. To bring it home a little bit, if in instances, let's say we have a 7 or 8 year old who has been the victim of abuse at home, and this child goes to school and does stand on a child what has been done to him at home, how do we treat with that?
Well, I want to tell you how it is treated with very often, because so many of us do not understand that parents get very defensive. The parents whose child she may do it to, there's a lot of judgment. We have a very punitive approach to any of these situations, rather than seeking to understand. And I genuinely understand parents being upset that another child would have done something to your child in the school. But certainly the question of reporting is important, the question of teachers and social workers, because we don't even have sufficient social workers in our schools, would be willing to report, to take that child, to listen, to understand what has happened. And there must be fixed protocols in terms of how we operate, who we report to, who is required to take action. And we are talking about protocols in this country without even understanding what they are in terms of time frame. What is the time frame within which a report must be made and an inquiry done? And if it doesn't happen within that time frame, who is responsible, or who next we must go to? What we have in essence is a lot of agencies functioning in silos. So for this one child, you may have 3 or 4 agencies, and one doesn't know what the other one is doing. So there's a lot of duplication of effort. I once had to work with a family, and the child must have been about 7 or 8, and she was being sexually molested, raped by her father. He worked as a gardener during the week, and on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, the mother would go to the market to sell the goods, and he took the opportunity when the mother was away from the home to have the child in his bed and to rape her. And the mother found out by virtue of the soiled underwear. But I think guess she didn't know what to do. I think she was in denial, because it's really, and the denial is really, it's hard for parents to come to terms with what is happening. We can stay out here and say what we want, but it's not easy for them to do that unless there's a supportive framework and a supportive system that will help her, because one, she has to think about, when I leave, what happens, whether this is true, can this man who I'm in love with, this child's father, do this to her. And what I found was that nobody paid attention until the child started talking to the shower curtain and the post in the house and some inanimate object in the yard. And then is when, of course, they say the child mad. You know, that word we love to put on people. And the child was brought to us. Within that time that we were waiting for this matter to go before the court, that child was interviewed by 6 different police officers. Every time a new one come and they ask her to tell the story again. And those are some of the things we have to think about when we're dealing with protocols and so on. Is that right? We are abusing our children further because we do not understand these things. So it's complex, it's convoluted, but it can be done. If we listen, if the powers that be understand what is required of them, and more than that, allow the people who can do the work to be a part of it. The politics must stop. We keep shifting. One government started something, so we come on board and we stop it and we start over. Or we fire people who had this case. By all means, I'm saying the people who were political appointees and brought nothing to the table, certainly. But you cannot keep taking people who know what they're doing, who have done the work, and who can continue the work simply because you do not perceive them as being on your side, whichever side that is. Trinidad and Tobago is the only side that I see. And I think that we have to take stock of ourselves, because you talk about a 7-year-old in school who has been abused at home and come to the school and pass it on. Our teachers have to be made aware, and as I said, training. Our guidance counselors, we need more social workers. We have a lot of trained social workers in this country who are unemployed. We need to have parent support groups. The PTAs have to become more active, and the PTAs have to recognize that when parents give up time to come to a meeting, or even the schools and the principals have to recognize that parents are not coming there to be scolded or to be told what a bad job they're doing. All of us who do a bad job, we know it already, and we feel bad enough about it. So we have to really bring people to a place where they understand, we're glad that you came, we want to help you. But we also have to consider that this place is not equal. So there's a parent who's working by the day and getting paid by the hour. For them to leave, especially if they're the sole breadwinner or whatever, for them to give up a day work or a half day work to come to the school or whatever, is costly for them. Some of them may lose their jobs. So we have to be more understanding. We have to be prepared to have the supports in place for parents who have to come to the schools and whatever that they need to do for the children. And I am suggesting, and I'm making a plug to you, because every media person I meet, I ask them, take some time away from the bacchanal, this country running on bacchanal, and let us use the media to help the situation, to educate. If you have 20 minutes and you want to have bacchanal for 15, then give 5 to solution focus, to look for the strengths, to motivate and to enlighten, to let people know where they can go, and then to advocate so the places that people are being sent are strengthened, because a lot of those places, they do not deliver what they're supposed to. So people are left forlorn and feeling very out of the loop and excluded. So there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of this has already been documented. We can't have any more set of consultations because the things have been there. Millions have been spent on beautiful documents and we're not implementing. Plenty committees and people get rich and we're not implementing. So let us get down to the real work and do what is required. I am tired. I am absolutely tired. And we just go ahead and suffer from burnout and get frustrated and tear our heads out, and every time a child is raped or killed or harmed, we make a lot of noise. Social media has joined talk radio, where people feel that if I call the radio and I talk or put a post on social media, I have done my part. Yeah? And we really have to move from that place and understand these are real issues, these are real people, and they need real help. We don't want sex education in school. What is that? Sex education must be a part of what we do for our children. Today there's a March for Peace of Catholic Schools in Port of Spain, and I am asking, you are marching for peace, but you're not reconsidering the harm that has come to so many of our children because we have not given them the information that is required. We have blamed their parents. Some of those very children have been harmed under the guise of religion. There has been no apology for some of these children who have been harmed. Yeah? And the sexual exploitation that we're seeing now, not just of children, but of women and people who perceive as weaker in the society, is all linked. Is all linked. As a social worker, I know that for many years we have had female patients, women patients of St. Anne's Hospital have been raped by staff, by other patients, and by doctors at the hospitals who have given birth to children as a result of those rapes. And nobody has done anything about it. We have had doctors in the private offices who have raped women, particularly women who have come to them for help with problems of sexual inadequacies and so on, and we have had it happen. We're not doing anything about it. We have teachers who groom children, use their positions in the classroom to groom children for sexual exploitation later down the road once they are removed from the school or they reach the age of consent. We have it across the board. Women have to go through some of these things to make sure that they put food on the table for their children. My biggest problem is that even in government, these things are happening. Yeah? And we don't do anything about it. It's happening in terms of government, ministers, officers, members of cabinet, and nobody says anything. I have become a little bit of a recluse. I don't socialize much. I don't go out anymore because there are people in this country that I cannot have a conversation with, I guess because I have too much information.